WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. Joined live in studio, Bev Beveridge is here, as is Billy J. Brown, the very talented singer, songwriter, performer. This guy can do it all. We're so glad he's here with us for the hour. 732-545-WCTC or 1-888-545-WCTC. Billy, where can people find your music and purchase some of your songs?
I am the album Repeat is Necessary is on iTunes. It's on Amazon, so you can find it on any of the major online retail outlets.
Okay.
And then I am on Reverb Nation. I didn't do a website proper yet, but I'm going to. I mean, with all these other outlets.
Okay, hey, you're on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's where you
I'm
got
on
to be.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And I'm on a station called RadioAirplay.com.
Okay, nice.
And the real cool advantage of that particular outlet is that they play your stuff beside whoever you choose.
Wow.
And it's heard all over the world.
Nice.
I literally have fans on the other side
Good
of the
for you.
world,
Wow.
which is really cool.
That's great.
And that's the thing too about being heard. Maybe you can't be seen, but
okay.
it's really great. I mean, the web changed everything, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, you don't need the machinery just to get out there and be heard. You know. I mean, if you want that massive success, that's a different story.
Okay.
Then you want everything in your corner that you can get. But if you just want to get out there and you know how to finagle a little bit, you know, across the airwaves, and you can do that these days, and that's a great thing.
Talk about Repeat is Necessary.
Repeat is Necessary came about because I, with my wife's very strong encouragement, had to do something to highlight myself and the music. And I tried different things over the years. I worked on other people's projects and stuff like that. But to make a long story short, I came to a situation where I had to get my own recording situation. I was a partner in a small studio for a lot of years.
Okay.
My partner got married, moved to Massachusetts, and so that forced me to come into today.
Yeah.
And I had to get real comfortable with doing music on a computer, so I did. And I did the whole thing at home, and I played almost everything, and I did the whole thing at home.
Wow.
And I was real happy with it because I knew one of the things I had to do career-wise was have merchandise to sell.
Exactly.
You know, and so that's what I did, and I like the way it came out. It's not your traditional, you know, album. I did a lot of things off the cuff. There's a lot of stuff that's just voice and guitar. It's just voice and guitar and bass. Okay. So there are different types of musical settings. You know, it's not all just the same thing coming at you, and I'm happy with the way it came out. I'm doing a new EP now, and it's really a whole different thing because this one is totally about sound. I can tell you it's going to be called Triple Play because it's only 3 songs.
Okay, all right.
But and also the other unusual thing about the CD is there are no electric guitars on it.
Serious?
There's none.
Wow.
Anything that sounds like an electric is a treated acoustic, but there are no electrics on it. And this one is kind of just the opposite. It's very, very electric and a bit on the louder side, folks. But
that's good. Okay.
I will hopefully have that out in the next month or so. And that will be available the same place as Amazon and iTunes and those places too. So
for artists and producers that have kind of they've done both. They've done analog recording and editing, and they've done digital. Was it an easy transition for you? Do you prefer just the warmth that analog kind of brings about?
To be honest with you, it wasn't an easy transition because it took a lot of listening to figure out how to get those analog elements into the digital domain. It's not. It's not. The thing I found that was most effective was just keep it simple, as simple as possible.
Okay.
And listen for those things that are the analog type things, and then try to build around those. But also, I mean, there are so many things that the digital world provides that are really, really good. One thing I found over the years, even before, you know, the digital domain really took over, is just that people would say they can tell the difference, and I put it to the test more than enough times.
Yeah.
A lot of times they can't.
You can't tell? Yeah.
They can't tell the difference,
Wow,
you know what
okay.
I mean? But that's not to say that analog recording isn't really special, because it is.
People that have done it and have, you know, who grew up on the LPs and the albums will say, you know what, this stuff today, it lacks depth, it lacks warmth.
Yes.
It's not the same. It's like
not
it's
the
too
same.
clean for its own good
It's
sometimes.
too clean for
Yeah.
its own good. That's exactly it. I mean, when you put on whatever album, you name it,
Yeah.
that was your favorite album, something that was actually originated on vinyl.
Revolver.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
listen to it on vinyl and
Right.
you listen to it on CD.
Yeah.
I don't care how many times they remaster it. It's not the same.
Yeah.
I won't say it's not as good, but it's certainly not the same.
Yeah.
You know, and it's but again, if you know how to use what's available,
Right.
you can do things digitally. And like Pro Tools, I mean, to you know, finish a production without using Pro Tools at some point along the way is like foolish.
Everybody does it. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because there are conveniences there that you just can't beat.
Yeah,
you
even
know?
Pro Tools, for people that aren't familiar with it, that's even crept into this industry. I can
Right.
tell you a lot of stuff is done on,
Sure.
on Pro Tools and radio just because of the ease, and it's easier to use, it's easier to archive, and there's a lot of upside to it.
Upside,
so,
yeah.
there is.
You can't. That was the thing that really convinced me to do the CD and do it the way I did it. It's just that you're a fool these days to totally ignore the digital domain.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good things in it.
Embrace it, try to make it work for you. Right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, and you can still do the analog thing, but when you know, when the conveniences are there, and especially when you need them.
Sure, sure.
You
yeah.
know.
Yep.
I can tell you a quick story about
Sure.
that. I was very fortunate to take part in a Janet Jackson album some years
Wow.
ago, and it happened digitally. I never saw Janet,
Okay.
but I recorded my parts, and I was literally the last thing to go on the record. I did vocals on 2 tracks, and it was done here in New Jersey, and it was flown in. I worked with a wonderful gentleman named Ken Lewis, who nobody probably knows of, but he's one of the masters of his craft.
Okay.
And it was done over the course of about a day and a half, and it was mastered. The record was literally mastered the next day.
That's amazing.
You know,
Yeah.
and without the digital domain, that does not happen.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and it was fortunate for me. It allowed me to have a great experience. It allowed me to get something wonderful going on my resume.
Yeah.
And
Recorded with Janet Jackson. Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Very
also
cool.
on the tracks that I'm on were Jay-Z and Kanye West.
Awesome.
That's right.
So
Wow.
you know, it was really
Good
awesome
company,
to,
man. Good
to
company
have
there.
company.
Yeah,
like
well, just
that.
think of the good company she has on hers now.
Oh,
also.
yes,
She's
yes.
got
right.
Billy J. Brown.
That's right.
I'd like to think so.
Jersey's own Billy J.
Yes.
Brown. Exactly. Right.
And a lot of other things that you can do these days that you know the digital domain allows you to do that
Yeah.
you just couldn't have done it that way before.
Yeah, and just
So,
a lot of the
it's
modern
cool.
recording techniques. I mean, you know, you're creating music for a lot of people will listen to on a smartphone or a
Mhm.
computer speaker or a little iPod or an MP3 player. So it seems like the levels on everything are just so loud and so in your face. The
Right.
fidelity is lost a little bit. Do you find that too?
Yeah, definitely. You can sacrifice. You know, sometimes when I'm working on something, I will you know, A/B it against you know another recording,
Yeah.
and yeah, they force stuff so far forward.
Exactly. Yeah.
Again, it's kind of like it's what people are used to hearing now, whether they know it or not.
That's true.
It's what people are used to hearing. And so on the one hand, you want to be competitive, but on the other hand, you know, you want to try to still maintain some of what you were, what made you do it in the first place.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
there's a certain amount of feeling and a certain kind of fidelity that, you know, if you're pushing it all to the front, it definitely gets lost.
It's true, yeah, absolutely is. Listen
it
closely to get a newer song and get a song from about 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, even that
like
far
you said,
back.
play them
you
side
know,
by side.
Play them
and
side by
the
side.
difference
You
is
can,
amazing. Yeah.
you can hear the differences.
Really is,
Amazing,
yeah.
Definitely.
All right, 2:40 on New Jersey today. We'll come back, spend some more time with Billy J. Brown. We'll get another live performance from him coming up in just a bit. Contest on the way, too. Your chance to win the voucher, good for the pair of tickets to see the one-woman show about Texas Governor Ann Richards, simply called Ann. It is at the Beaumont Theater at Lincoln Center. We'll give you the chance to win the voucher coming up in just a little bit. But stay right there because more coming up with Billy J. Brown and on a very special Tuesday Tunes at 2 on the New Talk Radio WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey.